Hello from me, Lazarus. Welcome to the next lesson in the series. Popular AI Models 2026. Like last time, we made this video about ChatGPT, and now we continue with the next model of those we are looking at, Copilot. Right. It's Microsoft's Copilot, as you know, the second AI chatbot that we're going to look at. And we said that, like last time with GPT Chat, which we were dealing with, let's look at the following idea. Using artificial intelligence till we find suitable free programs for one very important topic, creating an archive. A complete image backup of our entire operating system. And then in a separate video, we'll actually try out the programs that they recommend. In this video, we first started a ChatGPT, we looked at the topic, and now we will do exactly the same thing with Microsoft Copilot. So, let's get started. I have prepared the questions, just like last time, and I am copying them out to him one by one. First, I give him this explanation so that he knows how we proceed. Answer the questions to the point, without spill over unnecessary things. I'm saying this because if we don't tell them, there are some models who will stretch 5 pages for something very simple. Now, the second thing we tell him, after I ask you a question in Bulgarian, you immediately translate it into English and you give the answer first in Bulgarian and then you translate it into English. So that, because I'm not going to make a separate video for English speakers, but so that they can read here. So, I'm sending it. See that unlike the GPT chat, he reacts differently. Now see what he wants now every time I tell him to bring it an answer in English. Okay, I won't argue with him. We'll do it like this. I ask him these 3 questions, which model you are, what tasks you can perform, and briefly explain how it's like to work with you. Here's what he said. I am Microsoft Copilot, an AI assistant, created by Microsoft. I don't know the technical models and details of the model I'm working on, but I am built with the latest, on top of the latest major language models, so that I can understand, parse, and create text, to seek information, to help with ideas, tasks and solutions. What tasks can I perform? Explaining, analyzing ideas on all kinds of topics, searching for up-to-date information on the internet, writing texts, emails. So, how is it to work with me? Very simple. You write to me what you want, the more specific, the better. I respond clearly, structured and to the point. If you want a certain style, format, length or language, you say so and so on. And, that's how he did it in English, despite that it contradicted, but let's see. Here, English speakers can look here what he translated, so, let's move on. We already asked him the first question, which is the following: I'm doing some research on the issue, what free programs are best to make a backup of my entire Windows 11 operating system? Here's what he'll say. Think about it. Let's see. What will he choose? It's the same again, like ChatGPT. This one is also in second place. That's it. Third, he included the other one, which the ChatGPT put in later. And he also gave the one I worked with to the Paragon company. Here it is. It's not his. That's it. Here it is in English. And I missed macro reflex here for a moment. Why did you give this one? I don't know, it's not suitable for us, but that's it. Let's continue. Our next question is the built-in backup system of the entire Windows operating system. How reliable is it, and can it be reliable for modern computers with this type of drive? Here's what it says, the built-in feature of Windows 11. Works, but it's not the most reliable solution for modern machines. The reasons are practical, not technical. What works better? It supports them in principle, but he thinks it's suitable for a one-time backup. Where is it unreliable? It's an old one inherited from Windows 7 and it's only for compatibility. This is a problem too. So, bottom up, his answer is similar to that of ChatGPT. Here it is in English, so English speakers can look at it as text. So, we move on to the next question. Tell me, in your opinion, which program is most suitable for our case? And now, suddenly, here it is, turned out. These models like to do it by the way, or AI, in Bulgarian artificial intelligence. But look what he says about macro reflect free, that it is the most stable and proven reliable tool for system backup on new machines. Most interestingly, it has the lowest rate of recovery failure. This is very important. And it gives us an option if we can't find the free version, but Softpedia has it, let me tell you, so we can actually find it. And the other one, Majorgic. So, here's what he said. Here's for English speakers to look at. So as a text. And here he gave something else. No, actually he wrote it in ancient script here. That's right. Now we're going to backtrack a bit here. Let's see, for those of you who use Windows 7, what to do? Here the question is, tell me which program is more suitable for Windows 7? Here I was convinced that I will say that Macrium Reflect is the most suitable. Here we work with MBR. This is a different system, not like the new one. That's right. Here again, the other one and the third one. Okay, now we'll ask him the next question. Tell me, what are the dangerous and risky moments in the process of a complete backup of the operating system, and what can we do to avoid them? So, here's what it says: there are a few real risks. Most people underestimate them, but if you know them in advance, you can avoid them completely. Here are the main risks according to him, when performing a complete backup of the operating system. Errors in the disk structure. Sometimes the program does not copy the partition or the boot records, the ones that load. So for that, it's just the program itself that's the problem. Bad sectors on the disk or SSD respectively. Backup on the wrong disk or the wrong partition. Here you really have to be very careful. When we do the backup, we have to choose the right partitions. That's it. Backup of a working system with active processes. Yes, this used to happen back when I used Paragon. It was done in a non-working system, meaning I restarted the computer and then made a backup. Ah, that's very annoying. Backup to the same disk, which can get corrupted. Ah, no, he means the same physical disk. Well, usually it's most normal to do it on the other partition D or so onwards. Let's make an archive of the partition C with the operating system. Now, if they're on the same physically, it's not fatal. Well, he means that it's best to on an external hard drive, for example, but not everyone has an external hard drive, right? Still lack of a recovery test. He says a test. I don't know if only the test can be sure here. Incorrectly created recovery USB. That's clear, isn't it? Here are his, in English, his recommendations. I'll give them briefly. So, and we conclude with the following task, which we set for him, to write final recommendations or suggestions on the topic. Here's what it says: I've put everything important into a short, clear, and practical list. These are the principles that will ensure that your backup is reliable, recoverable, and secure. First, the right tool. Backup to a separate physical drive. Create and test the recovery USB. Verify the drive before backup. Make sure all system partitions are mounted. And don't do it during heavy operations. Test the backup without restoring. Here I don't quite agree, but since he sees it. And the final conclusion from it. Here you can see in English in short. I'll leave them for you to examine. And here's the final construction. That's all for this lesson. Best regards.